Standard mode is cooler than you think, and today, hopefully, I'm going to be able to prove it. So, without any further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so we're in here inside of standard mode, and you're going to see that I have this really cool image of Zuko, Azula, and Iroh. We have Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2 coming out, so I'm so excited, can't wait for it, and this is a great image for us to play with today. And when you look at this image, you're like, okay, color match mode it is, and technically, you'd be right, 100%. This image, if you want to reproduce it one-on-one with the blue fire in Azula's hands, you need to toss this one inside of color match. Standard mode just won't be able to do it. But standard mode is cooler than you think, and I want to prove it to you today because I've been playing around with this image inside of standard mode, and I just had inspiration for this video because we can create a really cool HueForge inside of standard mode, but we do have to compromise in getting rid of the blue fire. So here's what I mean. We are going to grab our fire palette. Now for me, my fire palette is Bamboo Lab Basic Red. It is Bamboo Lab Pumpkin Orange, and it is Bamboo Lab Basic Yellow. This is my just basic fire kind of palette that I use. They blend so nicely together, and I really like it. And you can already see, I just tossed them randomly onto our core. This print is awesome, and the reason it's awesome is because it blends so nicely together. Red is a perfect color to be right above the black because the black blends so nicely into it. So we get these really dark reds here on the arm, and we also get them here on Zuko's face. So red is a great color to have near the bottom of your color core, and it's also just naturally a pretty dark color, so it blends very nicely with the black. So I'm going to play around with the red, maybe something like this. I want it to shine through, and I also want to make sure that we capture some of the details on their clothes. And then I'm going to bring the yellow up ever so slightly, maybe the orange down a little bit. Yellow down, something like that. And then I'm also going to play around with my brightness adjust. You can see I have it on 0.2. I'm going to bring it down to maybe 0.1. And really the thing I'm looking for is the detail here in the fire. Now, if you're looking at this image could probably use a little bit of upscaling. More than likely, could definitely use from some upscaling, and you can tell because of the splotchiness here. Maybe some posterization as well, just to get this a little bit more flat. You can also spot fix a lot of these things pretty easily. It's not too difficult to do. So I'm going to play around with brightness. I think 0.1 is a good medium. Now, as you can definitely see, we're not getting any blue fire right over here. That's just not going to be super possible. But I do want to spot fix her hand a little bit because it is a little grainy, and I don't love that. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit just so that I can hopefully capture more of her hand in this area. So I was able to grab that. I'm going to try and come over here and grab this finger as well, and then maybe like this area right there. And I'm just going to click flat. Then I'm going to bring my brightness back down to where it was at. And what you're going to see is that we have fixed the splotchiness on the hand. Now we need to bring this up a little bit to match the skin tone, a little bit cleaner, but that hand is now much less splotchy. Took about 5 seconds inside of SpotFix. SpotFix is an incredible tool, and you should check out my video on it. I'll link that down in the description below. We're going to do the same thing for the fire. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm just going to bring SpotFix up a little bit. I'm going to come in, I'm going to bring my tolerance down because I had my tolerance up a little bit. And we're just going to snag kind of that portion of the fire. I'm into control click. If you control click, you can multi-select, so it's a little bit easier. But if you control shift, or if you control click with S to bring the tolerance down, it will bring up the save feature. That's a hotkey, so don't do that. Okay, grab that fire. Then I'm going to do the same thing, bring my tolerance down a little bit, select that fire, click flat. Okay. So now I can bring this back down to like the 0.1. We have a much cleaner fire there. Now, the reason yellow works so well here on the top of our color core is primarily because of the skin tone. Now, the skin tone is beige, and we could try. Beige is another color that I will sometimes bring in to standard mode to just neutral out some of the yellow into beige. Blends very well, and you can see that if I take the beige out, we get much more yellow hues, and then when I bring the beige in, we get more of their accurate skin tone. And so I think I'm going to keep the yellow where it's at and just bring the beige up one more, something like that. I think that's much more accurate to the way that their skin tone looks. And the nice thing, ooh, that's really good though. I think the yellow and the fire is good too though. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to spot fix their face, and this is going to help us get more of the color that we want to match inside of their face. And again, you can do all of this inside of color match if you wanted to, but you most certainly don't have to. So I'm going to zoom in here on Azula's face and try and grab as absolute much of it as I can. Control click that. I'm not going to select that portion of her face because that needs to be shadow. We're going to come to Zuko, and we're going to grab his face here. And if you're still hanging out with me, thank you. SpotFix is boring to watch, but it is such an incredible feature that you should start using today. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to up the tolerance ever so slightly. Might have to zoom in just to get as much as I possibly can here. There we go. Okay, so we grab their face, and then we're going to grab Iroh's as well. Iroh is one of the best characters in all of animated TV history. Fight me on it. Okay. We're just going to come in here. Again, I'm being careful not to select the spots on his face that function as shadows. We want to retain the shadows as much as possible. And so I'm going to up my tolerance again. There we go. And then I'm going to try and come here to the edges. Something like that. Okay, so we spot fixed, or we've grabbed most of their face. We're going to click flat, and we're going to bring this up. Just like that, we have the beige face, much better, and we still retain the yellow fire, which looks really good. And we can play around. That's a little too white. I think that's perfect. Awesome. Boom, just like that, we've been able to get an incredible standard mode image with with accurate skin tones. And the only compromise is the fire here. Now, you're looking at me like, Victor, I want the fire. And I get it. The good thing about learning HueForge is that you don't always need to color match it. And that's what I'm trying to instill in people that are learning HueForge, because a lot of us will just run to color match because we think it will accomplish the thing that we like, and we never really take the time to learn the other modes. And learning standard mode is the base to everything else inside of HueForge. And so this is an incredible print, and I think it looks phenomenal. And I am okay with the blue fire not being printed. Now, you might not be, and that's okay. As you get more familiar with HueForge and as you play around with the modes more, color match will become more natural to you. And I have a ton of color match tutorials on my page already. I'll link them down in the description below so you can check them out to help advance your color match workflow, because color match is difficult, but it's not impossible. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video on a standard mode workflow. If you guys are enjoying these types of videos, let me know down in the comments below. I'm doing less tutorial and more conversational. I learn better that way, and so hopefully you are benefiting from the new types of videos. I'd love your feedback in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn the bell on, do all the things that help me out with YouTube. We are on our way to 10K, which is incredible to think about. So thank you guys so much. Huge shout out to my Patreon members, to my YouTube members. You guys make it possible for me to do what I love to do. And if you want to go from 0 to HueForge in a matter of about 6 months, check out my Patreon. I have a full 10 module course that you can dive into and go from standard mode all the way to color match and learn how to monetize your passion for HueForge. It is an incredible course. There's so many of y'all already in there, so make sure to check it out. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, y'all, take care.